Hi, my name is Mr. Smart, and today I'm going to be showing you how to program a basic drum beat in Garageband. Obviously there's drum beats can be quite complicated, but we're going to start off with just a basic drum beat that's fairly easy to program. Here you'll see a video, Michael Jackson, it's called Billie Jean, the song. Let's have a quick listen. So as you can see, it's just basic drum beat. Boom, 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 boom. So let's break it down. So if you have a listen, you got 4 beats to the bar. Okay, we got bass drum, snare, and the hi-hat. So if we have a listen, it goes 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is known as 4/4 rhythm. There's 4 beats to each bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so have a look at it on the chart. So we've got 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got your bass drum, which is playing on beat 1. Then you got your snare playing on beat 2, and then you got your bass drum beat 3, and then snare again on beat 4, and then your hi-hat is playing in between as well as on the beat, so it's going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So keep that in mind. You got 4 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, k, boom, k. Right, so let's have a listen to that Michael Jackson again and just put that as it was. There we go. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bass drum, snare, bass drum, snare, bass drum, snare, bass drum, snare. And the hi-hat, as you can hear, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so let's have a go at programming that on Garageband. Let's just have a quick look at the Word document again. So as you can see, bass drum 1, bass drum 3, snare 2 and 4, and then the hi-hat on every beat and in between as well. So just open Garageband. Keep looking at this. As you see, beats 1 and 3, beats 2 and 4. So we start off with a new song. We want an empty project. Okay, we choose software instrument because that's what we'll be playing. So at the moment it's on classic electric piano, so we need to choose our drums. So this is where your instruments are over here. So we move this back and we're looking for drum kit. Click on drum kit, we're going to choose the Bluebird. Okay, so now if you are on the if you got the MIDI mini small keyboards in front of you, there is a button on it which says transpose. You need to make sure that that is on -1 so that you can get to the bass drum and the snare. Okay, your bass drum and snare are going to be on the furthest key to the left. Okay, which is called the C. That will be your bass drum. Then the snare drum is going to be on the D, which is right next to the C. So your C and D will be your bass drum and your snare. Make sure your keyboard, mini keyboard, is on -1. Then the last 2 keys on the keyboard to your left, C and D, will be bass drum, snare. Then your hi-hat will be on what's called the F sharp. It'll be the 3rd black key along. Okay, 3rd black key along from the left of the keyboard. It's called the F sharp. So you've got C, D and F sharp. So that's your bass drum, snare and hi-hat. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to I'm going to show you up here, just going to stretch this out a bit so you can see. So if you look up here, you got the 4 beats. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what's called the click. You must make sure that that is on, is purple. Okay, because when you play it, you're going to hear a click. Hear that click? That is what's going to keep you in time. Okay, the click counts the beats in the bar. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's there to keep you in time. So if you put the 1, 2, 3 on as well, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is when you press record, this is going to give you a counting so you can get ready to play the beat. Okay, so first of all, you're going to play the bass drum and the snare. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we press record. It's going to give us a counting, and then we play our drum beat. We only need really a bar, which is 1 here. That's 1 bar. That's your second bar, that's your third bar, and fourth, and so on. We just really need this 1 bar. So if we press record, it's going to count us in, and then we can start recording. There we go. So it's 2, 3, 4. Okay, so obviously those beats aren't quite on the beats where they're meant to be. Okay, not exactly. If you have a listen. Oh. Okay, this, if we put this here, we can put this up, which is called the cycle. So if we make this cycle round just that bit, it'll keep going round and round playing it. So if you have a listen, you can hear that some of those beats aren't quite right, but we can fix that. That's why we have music technology programs like Garageband. So all we need to do is double click on it, and it will open up this window at the bottom. Okay, and as you see in this window, this is where our drum beats are. Okay, if I stretch this out as well, you will notice that the beats come up at the top. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you have a look, this is your bass drum, and I click on it, you can hear the bass drum. That's your snare, bass drum, snare. So if we go back to our Word document, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks something like this, doesn't it? Only instead they're up the other way. So our snare is up there and our bass drum is down there. So it's exactly the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need those things to be on the beat. So this one should be on number 1 here. So it's wherever this line starts is where your instrument is going to play. This one is virtually on number 2, just make sure. This one is on number 3, and this one should be on number 4. So we've got bass drum 1, snare drum 2, bass drum 3, snare drum 4. Okay, we can, if we highlight them all and press the Q, just makes doubly sure that they're actually on these beats. Okay, so if we play it now, there we go. Straight away, does that not sound like... That sounds exactly the same as this, doesn't it? Listen. Except at the moment we haven't put in the hi-hat. Okay, so exactly the same. Okay, so now we are going to do the hi-hat. So we want to create another track, software instrument. Again, we need to go to our instruments, make sure we choose the drum kit. We choose the same drum kit, Bluebird. And then we're going to use the F sharp key. Remember, the third black key from the left. So this time, I'm just going to say it before I record it. So we got our drum beat playing. 1, 2, 3, 4. So with the hi-hat we're playing in between. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, so let's try recording that. Again, we got the 1, 2, 3, 4 on, so it's going to give us a counting. So if we hit the record, here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So let's have a look at those beats, make sure that they're on the right beats. So we've got 1, there you go, and 2, there we go, and 3, there we go, and 4, and. So as you can see, they're all nicely spaced out equally. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, you got a line in between, then 1, line in between, then 1, line in between, then 1. Okay, so again, just to make sure that they're all on the right, dead on the line, we press this Q button. That puts them all dead on the line. Again, if we look at our Word document, there's our hi-hat, 1 and 2 and 3, and it looks exactly the same as that. See that? So if we play it now, we've got our basic drum beat. And that's how you program a basic drum beat. Now obviously if you want to, you can loop this to make it play longer, or if you press the Alt button, hold down the Alt button and click and drag, you can copy them like this. So then we can stretch it out, create another track, and we can play along to our drum beat. And that is how you program your basic drum beat. Have a go.